Microsoft has announced another round of layoffs, and Asmongold has some thoughts.
Do you remember when I said that if you thought the layoffs were bad now in the gaming industry, they're going to get a lot worse? Do you remember whenever I said that and everybody got mad at me? Well, according to Variety, Microsoft is cutting approximately 9,000 jobs today across the entire company, including some in the Xbox gaming division. So you have Phil Spencer announces that Microsoft is laying off 9,000 workers. We will end or decrease work in certain areas or businesses and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers from management to increase agility and effectiveness. So let me go back. I'll read a few more of these comments and look at it. And this is also what Phil Spencer said as well. To position gaming for enduring success and to allow us to focus on strategic growth areas, we will end/decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. What he's saying is that y'all are fucking done. What? We've had enough of this shit. What? We're tired of it. You're out. We ain't gonna pay y'all's ass no more. Get the fuck out of the company. Get the fuck out. And so this is a huge, huge, huge W for Xbox. And let me explain why. Removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. That means less middle managers, less Karens, less random oversight, less bureaucracy.
So yeah, Asmongold seems pretty excited about Microsoft's layoffs. And honestly, I get it. When you've seen how bloated and mismanaged AAA games have become, it's easy to root for the axe. We want to believe that cutting the fat means better games. So when you hear Phil Spencer talk about reducing layers of management or clearing out useless decision makers, that sounds great. Asmon jokes about getting rid of middle managers and Karens, and yeah, I don't even disagree with him. Management bloat is real. Too many voices, too much red tape, too many people making decisions without touching the product. But here's the problem. That's probably not what's happening here. Microsoft said this same thing back in May. Flattening structure, becoming more agile. Sounds good, right? But the numbers didn't back it up. Only about 17% of the people laid off were managers. The rest were software engineers, QA, product leads, the people actually building the games. And now, just a couple months later, here we are again. Another 9,000 layoffs. And while we don't have exact numbers yet, it looks like the same pattern. So, as much as I would love to believe that these cuts are about accountability or making games players want, they're almost certainly about the margins. Which would be fine if they would just tell the truth. And this is hardly unique to Microsoft. Naughty Dog, Bungie, EA, it's the same playbook. Gut the teams, protect the executives. If you want to know where the kinds of decisions that Asmongold rightfully hates come from, just look at Sony's recent fireside chat with investors. The questions weren't about the quality of games or user experience. They were about how AI could reduce development costs, how soon cloud gaming could replace the need for expensive hardware, and how much Sony was looking to invest in live service models going forward. That is what executives are responding to. Not player feedback, not creativity, and certainly not quality. They're chasing whatever looks good to shareholders, which usually means live service slop, and it's the devs and support staff who take the fall when it backfires. The people making the worst decisions, the one chasing trends no one asked for, they're not the ones getting fired. They get reassigned or in some cases even promoted. Meanwhile, it's the people stuck executing those bad ideas who lose their jobs. The developers forced to crunch on a doomed project. The artists trying to polish something that was broken from day one. The community managers stuck defending a mess they had no say in. Those are the ones paying the price. And this isn't just speculation. We've seen this happen. Redfall was originally pitched as a more traditional single-player vampire shooter, but somewhere along the way, management stepped in and said, make it live service. The devs didn't want that. Arcane is the same studio that created Prey, the greatest immersive sim ever made. They know how to craft magnificent single-player titles, but they were forced into making live service slop instead. And it was the same story with Kill the Justice League. You think Rocksteady, the studio behind Arkham City, wanted to make a Destiny-style loot grind? No, that model was pushed from above, and when it flopped, the devs were the ones left holding the bag. Do you really think the developers at Bungie were the ones pushing to rush Marathon out the door in a half-baked state? Mercifully, the game was finally delayed, but only after a group of Escape from Tarkov players laughed it out of the room during playtesting. But executives wanted it launched this year regardless. And look, I'm not trying to paint developers as saints here. There are some absolutely insufferable devs on social media who seem to hate the people who play their games. Asmon brings up the cancelled Perfect Dark reboot and how one of the devs called gamers a mistake. And he's not alone. This sort of thing happens way more than it should. After Concord's disastrous launch, one of the devs took to Twitter to call gamers talentless freaks for daring to criticize soulless slop. So believe me when I say I get it. I despise these people as much as anyone and want them out of the industry. But most devs aren't like that. They're not posting hot takes on Twitter or attacking gamers. They're just trying to make something good under leadership that keeps tying their hands. When you gut experienced teams, projects collapse, deadlines slip, and morale craters. And the people who are left are expected to pick up the slack. You want to know why AAA games keep launching broken, soulless, or half-finished? This is part of it. Again, I like Asmongold, and if you're in his audience, I'm not here to dunk on him or you. I want accountability too. I want the people ruining games to be shown the door. But we should be demanding accountability from the people actually making the decisions, not low-level devs with no pull who are just trying to make a living. Because until the people making the decisions we hate face real consequences, nothing's going to change. All the layoffs of low-level staff in the world won't change that if the decision makers are still in place. Firing devs won't fix bad leadership. It just makes it harder for the good ones to build something worth playing.